Yeah, welcome everybody back to the Flying Dog House. We're sitting on the ground. Cherry Point Naval Air Station. We're going to have a go in the MH-60. We're going to use the Seahawk variant here. We're going to get this thing ready for flight, get it started up, and we're going to make our way over to Atlantic Landing Field here near Cherry Point. We'll set it down on the ground and we'll talk about the what. So we're heading over to 12 NC. Okay, so step number one. Make sure I've got all of my fun things loaded before we get going. Alright, I think we're good. Let's transition over into the sim. Okay, so first up, attention to detail here as far as all the pre-flight fun things to do. So let's go ahead and get rid of the engine covers, static port covers, and there are several. There we go. Grab my Xbox controller. Move the static port there, cover, chocks off. Another cover here. Torpedo cover here. Another cover here on the front. Exhaust port cover here in the back. Or static port cover. Okay. I think we've got all the covers. All the covers covered. The level of detail here is amazing. Wear and tear, dirt, paint scratches, grime. Oh, we got a little graffiti there on the aircraft. Lots of different liveries, folks. So don't think you'll be disappointed with the quantity of those. Jump in the plane here. All right, so let's go up top. So custom keystrokes are going to be your friend. So I recommend you set them up. Most of the things that you're going to do, you're going to be bouncing between the upper part and then the lower part of the central console for most of the activities here. So at any rate, so one of the things we need to go ahead and get squared up is let's go ahead and cut on external power. Come up with the battery. Open our air vent for the APU. Cut our fuel pump on for APU. Alright, I think we're ready to go ahead and get the auxiliary power unit started, so there we go. And you'll hear that come up. Utility hydraulic pump on. Cut these stability systems on. Go ahead and get those out of the way. And what else do we need? We need to cut our computers on. And those switches are here. Those are good to go. Cut our displays on now. right. So, back up top. Alright, engine ignition can come to on. Let's go ahead and get some positional lights turned on. Alright, looks good. Got some dome lights on here. Okay. Alright, so got juice to the machine here. We should be good to go ahead and then start with our engine start prep. So engine fuel selector number 2, we'll take to full forward. Take that to idle. And then I press the starter button, so we should see activity now here on the left-hand pilot display panel here. And we're not going to explore all of the switches and choices and options. We'll be here for a long time. Alright, so we've got engine gas temperature coming up nicely. Back to the top panel. So, let's do the control engine 1, starter for it. Fuel selector to full forward. Quick work of the generators here once these come up to full song. Can't go ahead and come off of external power. Looks like I didn't muck that up with the going the wrong way with the engine controls, so that's good. And it does take a minute to spin up here. Air source, now we can go to engines. Generators we can go ahead and cut on. APU can now come off. And I killed the number 1 engine. Easy enough. This is how you learn, folks. care of. Pitot heat is up top. Alright, we should be clear except for the number 1 hydraulic pump, and that will be taken care of shortly as the number 1 engine comes back up to full song. Give it a minute, we'll go back up top. Anyway, instrumentation here is very, very good. Lots of choices and lots of things to have to play with inside the cockpit. And the different variants do have different levels of functionality. Feel free to explore those. We may do a deeper dive. We may pick each one of the variants here and go have a look. Alright, so head up to flight. There we go. Okay. I think, barring any additional issues with me with engine shenanigans, we should be good to go. All right, let's jump outside. It looks very good, doesn't it? Looks good, sounds good. Must be good. Okay, so you can expect this particular aircraft to be pretty stable as helicopters go. Alright, so I'm adding some power here. So I'm using the tail rotor here to turn this around so that you can kind of get the effect with that. Again, I am not having to fight the aircraft here. If you're looking for a helicopter to fight, then yeah, I can suggest the EC-135 that was recently released. It needs to have some love and some attention. Okay, so we're going to depart Cherry Point here. Make our way to the east-northeast. So we're going to make our way over to NC-12, which is a remote airfield that continues to be operated by the Navy and the Marine Corps. We'll make our way. And this will be a short flight. Yeah, I think we'll do a night ops. We can take off from the White House lawn and go over to Camp David. I believe there's an add-on now for the helipad there. That might be something interesting to pursue. The video idea. So NC-12 is it's a legacy airfield from World War II. Actually, some training and anti-submarine warfare activities out of this base during the war. Fair bit of information out there on the web related to the base, available for your perusal. Anyway, we'll play around with some of the other things in the cockpit here in a future video. Got the co-pilot turned on here for today. We'll start dropping some of this altitude here as we get closer to NC-12. I am very, very happy that I went ahead and bought this. So, just for transparency's sake, out of my own pocket, no affiliation with the vendor whatsoever. Just one Simmer's opinion. Well, actually 3 or 4, but because I did inquire of folks before I made this particular purchase just to get their perspective. And keep in mind too that, you know, we all come at this with different levels of expectation, wants, desires, needs. Those of you who are just looking for a nice, spiffy, shiny new helicopter to fly around, you may disagree with my opinion of the EC-135, but that video kind of stands on its own merit. The difference between flying that particular helicopter and flying this one is night and day different. The sound recordings for this are very good too, so it's definitely adding to the experience for sure. All right, so we should be coming up on and I think it has one of the most bizarre runway layouts ever. But this base has evolved over time, right? So it's used during the Cold War. It's used now as far as occasional training from my understanding. So it is still active. So there will be different kinds of shenanigans taking place over here on this real estate from time to time. Alright, so we're doing a pretty reasonable job here of managing our altitude. We're down now to 2,700 feet. So there's a private airfield here as well, right next to this base. All right. So you can see what I was talking about here with the layout and the disposition. So I'm going to just assume that this is a great place to, would have been a great place to have been testing Harriers. Set it down over here. Just gonna let this settle away from the fuel truck, please. Nice and gentle. There we go. All right. Good solid first look at the MH-60. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, please like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think of the MH-60. We'll do some other videos here in the series. We'll explore to a deeper level some of the systems that are available on the aircraft, and we will take it from there. I hope everybody is keeping well. And until next time, cheers, y'all.